$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, yesterday was a very tough and unexpected day for a lot of us, as Van Halen guitarist Eddie Van Halen died yesterday after a long battle with cancer. 65 years old. I was not aware of just how long this battle was going on for Eddie. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while. But then you just kind of lose sight of it because you haven't heard much about it recently. So I thought, maybe he's doing better. When it actually turned out he was taking a turn for the worse.
Yeah, his son Wolfgang was with him when he passed, along with his wife Janie, his ex-wife Valerie Bertinelli, and his brother Alex. I suppose, that is the best you can ask in this life, if you can have your loved ones around you.
I think about Wolfgang too. He's got to be able to look back and be like, I'm so glad I got to be a member of Van Halen and tour with my dad and get to know him on a more of a pure level than just as a father-son relationship.
And, that's the one thing out of this is that Wolfie, he was obviously heartbroken, says he doesn't know if he's ever going to recover from this loss, but he did say every moment that I've shared with him on and off stage was a gift. He was the best father I could ask for. I love you so much, Pop. So that is, as a father, to have your kids follow in your footsteps and to know that when you leave this world that your son thinks that of you. Mm-hmm. The guy, obviously, from a professional standpoint, was amazing. Seems like amazing dad as well, which is hard to do. It's hard to be as good as he was and also be a good dad. Usually you don't see that go hand in hand a whole lot in the world of entertainment, but Eddie apparently got that done.
It was funny. I was on Craig Gass's Facebook page, and Craig's going to join us at 7:47 because Craig, oddly enough, and one of the many weird stories of comedian Craig Gass is that at a certain point in his life, he surfed the couch and lived with Eddie Van Halen for an extended period of time.
Of course he did.
Right.
Of course Craig is he's everywhere. He's like the Forrest Gump of rock.
So I was chatting with him yesterday. Obviously, he's heartbroken about it, but he shared a great story about Wolfgang and Eddie and the funny dynamic between them, because I guess when Wolfgang decided that he wanted to learn how to play an instrument, he's like, Dad, I want to learn how to play the guitar. And Eddie's like, all right, well, I'll try and find someone to teach you. And then Wolfgang's like, no, I want to learn from you. Like, arguably the greatest guitar player of all time. I'd like to learn from my father. He's like, oh, yeah, okay, I guess I can help you. And I just thought that was kind of a funny, humble story of Eddie Van Halen not realizing that, I can actually teach my son how to play the guitar.
You can understand that to some degree in Eddie's head, because back in 2015, Eddie shared that he never took guitar lessons, which he himself actually saw was a blessing.
Instead of reading a book, I wrote my own, so to speak. I'd say that 90% of the things that I do on guitar, if I had taken lessons and learned by the book, I would not play it all the way I do.
Isn't that something? Because, I mean, people are saying that he revolutionized the whole guitar playing biz. And it's
you can argue who the greatest guitarist is, and you can say maybe you don't put him as like your favorite guitarist, but you can't. I don't think anybody who's ever picked up a guitar can deny the talent that Eddie Van Halen had and what he contributed to that instrument.
And if for some reason you don't know, Eddie Van Halen passed away at 65 years old yesterday. And he was treated for tongue cancer back in 2000. He a long-time smoker, but he kept blaming the fact that he held metal guitar picks in his mouth. He said that gave him the tongue cancer.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if he just didn't want to, talk about smoking as being a bad thing in his life or whatever, but that's what he says. It was the metal guitar picks that gave him the tongue cancer. And we thought he beat all that, and it looks like he's been battling throat cancer for several years, flying to Germany for radiation treatment. I wasn't privy to that, and so that's why this is a big shock to me. TMZ said the cancer had spread to Eddie's brain and the rest of his organs, and he went downhill quickly over the last few days. And again, a blessing that as quickly as this came upon him, his family could be around him. I'm happy to see that Valerie Bertinelli, still had a lot of love for Eddie. You talk about amicable breakups. They both were very, very friendly. They had their new spouses, and Wolfie doesn't seem to have had any adverse effects the way he loves his dad. And Valerie definitely said, "I'll see you in the next life, my love," as her tribute to him that she put out there after his passing. It's just like, this is the way you'd want to see a revered icon go. I mean, for me, you hate to see anybody go, but what a beautiful way to go. Everybody is just... And I don't know about you, Steve, but for the first time, Facebook was fun because everybody was unified in beautiful, heartwarming. You know what I mean? It was heartfelt.
I wouldn't call it fun.
Fun's a bad word, but it was inspiring.
I get what you mean. Yes.
Yeah, it was like I was happy to go to Facebook because everybody was on the same page honoring a beautiful man.
It was cool seeing how many people were sharing so much love. I didn't realize how many of my guitarist friends. Yeah, obviously it makes sense now, but like just how Eddie was the reason why they picked up the guitar. It wasn't like anyone else. I mean, and you sometimes see people like post their tributes, and you're like, all right, are you really? Is that this person had that big of an impact? But in this situation, with what you read from them and how heartfelt it was, I was like, oh yeah, this is a guy that I think the rock world is just completely taken aback by the passing. I mean, obviously, like you said, it's great that he was with his family and friends, but you wish he could add another 15 years at least before any of that happened, because 65 is so young. But, man, yeah, it's just awful.
Yeah, and what was really amazing is how accessible he was, because it seemed like everybody I know had a picture with him, had a great story with him, which, again, for a lot of performers, they don't like to be around that many people, sometimes have a bad reputation. But Eddie, man, what I remember just myself was that recent story where they were at a concert and the guy asked Eddie to take a picture of him. Who was the guy wanted a picture with? And Wolfie told the story. They were at a concert seeing somebody. Was it Post Malone?
I can't remember the artist that they were seeing.
It was,
but yeah.
And it was so funny that this dude said, "Hey, I want you to take a picture of me and the stage or something behind me." And Eddie didn't know that he asked Eddie Van Halen to take a picture. And Eddie was really cool. Said, "Yeah, sure, I'll take your picture."
It was at a Tool concert.
That's what it was. Yeah,
I mean, not nearly as cool as Post Malone, but an okay band.
And but that's just stories like that you hear just seem like a really down to earth dude too. Like you said, didn't even want to teach his kid how to play guitar. I figure, maybe I need to get you somebody professional. And it's like, Dad, you're the guy that I want.
Well, I always just love also like he never came off I never met him, but like from the articles I've read and the interviews I've read, that he had a lot of love for new music, because I mean Van Halen took Alice in Chains and brought them on tour when Alice in Chains was first starting to break big. When they first put out their first record. Yeah. And I remember as a kid being like, this is so cool. Like, how cool is it that this older rock band, even though they weren't that old, but, I'm a teenager, so Van Halen seemed like an old rock band to me.
Sure.
They're taking out the new young hip band and, like, showed them a lot of love. And there's some great pictures of Alice in Chains, that they've posted where they've like jumped on stage where they're wearing nothing but underwear. Lane Staley's in the picture too, of course, because that's during his time, and they're just pranking the guys in Van Halen. And I was like, that's cool. Like that band he was always had his finger on the pulse of whatever was cool with music.
And, like you said, Steve, a lot of people can argue whether or not, how great of a, whether they like him as a guitarist or not. But Eddie Van Halen, his playing gave birth to a new way of writing music. And some of the notations in the system of guitar tablature had to be created in order to transcribe what he was doing.
Because of the things that I created, technique-wise and whatever the way I play, they had to reinvent a whole new way to write music because they could not explain with regular notes what I was doing with this hand. So they had to create a whole new thing called tablature of symbols and numbers and what fingers where and blah, blah, blah. And the funny thing is, okay, I can't read music. Now they come up with a new way to write it. And I can't make sense out of that at all. So I don't have a clue if it's right or wrong.
I didn't know that he was the reason why they did guitar tabs. Did you know that, Danny?
I didn't. Not at all.
I don't know how to play guitar very well, but anytime I've wanted to try and figure out how to play guitar, that helps because it tells you what finger goes on which dot.
Yeah, I can't read notes. I can read numbers, and the tabs are the way that I learned how to play guitar. Plus, just watching other people. But
yeah, I had no idea it was because of Eddie Van Halen.
Me either.
Isn't that insane? That's fantastic. I mean, what else can you say about that? What a fantastic career, and there are a lot of people that, and we'll read later on, a lot of people had a lot of great things to say about Eddie, a lot of luminaries, and we'll be definitely sharing those with you later on today. Again, Eddie Van Halen, if you haven't heard, he passed away yesterday at the age of 65. He lost his battle with cancer. There is a children's song that is considered to be a form of torture, and Steve's going to tell you about that. He's got the Mix Report for you at 6:17. And in honor of the passing of Eddie Van Halen, here is VH on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and a very special day. Is it a big day over in New Mexico, Danny, because it's Balloons Around the World Day?
Ooh. It would be if coronavirus wasn't a thing. Because we'd be smack dab in the middle of the balloon fiesta.
Because you have that big thing with the hot air balloons.
Yeah, 850 balloons go up every year, but not this year.
If ever there was a reason
Sorry, Danny.
for me to go to New Mexico, it would not be for Dion's Pizza, but it would be for the balloons.
That's fair, actually.
It's also National Pumpkin Seed Day, so enjoy yourself a pumpkin seed.
Nice. That's really not a great day.
It seems a little too early. No, pumpkin seeds are fantastic.
Yeah.
Watch your whore mouth.
Sorry, buddy.
The problem is, it's October 7th. Nobody at this point, I think, is ready to eat pumpkin seeds. We haven't carved our pumpkins yet.
Oh, yeah. When are you supposed to be? It's too early for that.
October 24th.
Wow.
Yeah.
That should be National Pumpkin Seed Day.
Good call.
Because at that point, you've already carved out the pumpkin. You got it ready for the porch or the stoop or whatever it is that you put it at. And then you enjoy your pumpkin seeds.
So that's the rule, huh?
That's my rule.
You can't be doing early pumpkin seed eating, huh? You think it's just not right?
That's just my choice.
Well, I will honor that. I won't have any pumpkin seeds today or October 24th.
I appreciate you for that. That's very, very nice of you. All right, let's talk about this odd story. Because apparently there's a song. It's a children's song. And it's now considered a form of torture like waterboarding.
Really?
Any guesses on the song, BJ?
Oh, gosh. I'm going to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday. That's a good guess, but...
Wrong. Oh, okay.
All right, Danny.
This is the song that never ends. Yes,
I don't even know it.
On. It's from Lamb Chop's Play Along, and it just repeats itself over.
Yeah, my DVR is messed up right now. I haven't been able to watch it.
You'll probably be hearing that soon, Steve.
For me right now, it's the alphabet song.
Oh, fair.
Because it seems like every children's toy, in some way, if it has a little speaker box on it, it works the stupid alphabet song into every freaking toy.
Oh, I love your life.
It's like, I know the damn alphabet already.
Which is funny, too, because
it's not for me.
Until I had a kid, I didn't realize that Twinkle Twinkle and the ABC song were the same song.
Right.
I was like, oh, that makes sense.
All right, Vicky, any guesses?
SpongeBob. Wrong.
I'd ask the Rev, but he knows exactly the song because I sent him an audio clip of it. Rev, hit it.
Yep. Oh, gosh. Yeah, why didn't I pick this?
I'm actually surprised that none of you three did.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. We don't need to keep hearing it. It's torture.
Yeah, it's torture.
Apparently,
I hate this song.
It's a form of torture in Oklahoma County because, a couple of their detention officers and their supervisor are in a lot of trouble because they found inmates at the Oklahoma County Jail were forced to listen to that song on a loop at loud volumes for an extended period of time. And that's not the only thing they were forced to do. In fact, here's a local TV news report talking about how Baby Shark is a form of torture.
It was late last year when the two allegedly handcuffed inmates to a wall in a standing position with their hands behind their backs. And in some instances, the prisoners were forced to listen to Baby Shark on a loop for an hour and a half to 2 hours at a time.
That's messed up.
Yeah, that is really messed up.
Handcuff, whatever. Don't make them listen to that damn song. It's like by the time it gets to Daddy Shark, I'm ready to just punch somebody.
Yeah. Boy, I'd say, you know what? Good job, Oklahoma, putting another positive light on the police.
Well, here's a lawyer, Casey Davis. He compares the treatment. I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch, but he compares the treatment to Guantanamo Bay detention camps in Cuba.
At night, when there weren't as many folks around, those officers got their opportunity to get their revenge, and that revenge is criminal. That is done with one purpose, and that is to harass, to annoy, to torture, to inflict emotional anguish. I would consider it to be torture.
Baby Shark.
I agree with them. That's torturous.
Apparently they have their own cereal now, according to one texter.
Oh, great.
Wow. The prisoners? Oh, Baby Shark.
The Baby Sharks. Yeah. Prisoner cereal with marshmallow handcuffs.
Okay, we go from that story to, I think if you live in England, you might want to think twice before you have Domino's deliver pizza to you.
Hello.
This story, I just watched the video, and it's nuts because, the delivery driver was caught on video rubbing a pint of ice cream on his crotch before handing it over to the customer.
Boy, that is really hazelnut right there, isn't it?
The customer's name is Jonathan, and it wasn't hazelnut, BJ. It was the birthday cake flavored Ben & Jerry's. I love that the story went to the details and let us know what type of ice cream it was.
Yeah, because we need to know.
Here's the crazy part. So the guy didn't notice it. The customer, Jonathan, he paid, he got his pizza, he got his ice cream. All of a sudden, he gets a phone call from his girlfriend who's like, hey, watch the ring cam footage. I hope you haven't eaten the Ben & Jerry's ice cream yet. And if you watch the footage, there's this pizza delivery guy. He's got the ice cream, and he just grabs the ice cream, puts it up against his Johnson, and just starts warming up the ice cream.
What the?
I don't understand why.
Wow.
Do you think he has issues with that customer?
That's interesting. That is. Do you think that's his thing? You think that's just what he likes to do? It gets that's how he gets, his jollies?
He's burning hot for love. You need to cool it down?
I don't know. That's just an odd. Did he have a scratch? I mean, it seems random, doesn't it?
It seems very odd. The way that he did it was so nonchalant.
Yeah. It did seem like he was just scratching an itch.
Yet another example of why the Ring door cams are just the way to go.
Luckily, it was still contained. Like he didn't open it. So would you still? I mean, it's still great ice cream. Would you still have it?
How stoned am I? Well, anyways, Jonathan was not happy about this. Reached out to Domino's. They said, we are extremely disappointed in our employee, which I would imagine is a good response.
Yeah.
And then said, hey, we'd like to give you some complimentary coupons after he complained, and he turned those down.
What? Are you out of your mind?
Right?
Come on, that's free Domino's.
We don't know where those coupons have been.
That's a good point. Was that delivery driver in charge of those coupons?
I'll take my chances for free pizza.
Or do we maybe torture the guy by having him have to keep that pint of ice cream up against his area with no clothes in between for an extended period of time?
While listening to Baby Shark?
While listening to Baby Shark.
Yep, okay, we'll do it.
Do. Hey, congratulations to the Seattle Storm.
They did it.
Boy, did they do it.
Yeah.
They won their 4th Wnba Championship. That is just impressive. And the way that they did it, they did not lose in the postseason this season.
Yeah, they seem to be better than everybody by a lot, especially like last night's game. They destroyed the Aces.
Well, and you think could have been last year also, but obviously they had Sue Bird was injured, also Breanna Stewart was injured last year, and those two were huge during these playoffs, especially Breanna Stewart. She was the MVP. Sue Bird, a member of every team that that has won the championship in the WNBA for the Seattle Storm.
Tell you that Bird kid, I think she's got something. I think she's got talent.
Well, they beat Las Vegas 92-59. It was the biggest margin of victory in WNBA Finals history.
God, how horrible is that? Not only do you lose, but you lose the last game that way.
I know. Part of me, though, I'd rather just lose big so I don't feel like there was a glimmer of hope.
Oh, yeah, you just get crushed.
So if you're going to beat us, just hurt us.
Yeah, that's what happened.
As far as what's going to happen next with Sue Bird, because she's pushing 40, she says she hasn't made any decisions on what's going to happen next year, but I'd imagine she's going to come back. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like she was hurting out there.
You've said it before. A lot of athletes, man, they love the game so much they just want to stay.
Absolutely. Yeah, she's still playing well.
And I'm the kind of guy that likes to go out on top. At least I say that, but I probably won't either.
I feel like she's going to stay on top for at least a couple more seasons.
You think so? I hope so, because
as long as she got Breanna Stewart with her.
I mean, I'm looking at Tom Brady, right? You know what I mean? It's like, not that he's having a horrible season, but it's like, man, you don't want to see, you just don't want to see them just fade away like that while they're playing. I love them going out with a championship, and all you remember is them being great.
Right. Going out on top.
Yeah.
As opposed to just fizzling.
Yeah, which, that's probably going to happen to me. I'm going to fizzle.
I'd much rather that. Yeah, be awful out there. I don't care.
I'd rather burn out than fade away, brother.
Deep. Sounders, hopefully they don't fade away or burn out tonight. They're taking on Real Salt Lake.
Yeah.
You got tickets? Oh, wait, you can't go, but it is at home.
Which is even better, because I can just sit on my couch and drink whiskey and watch it.
You can say ass. You can sit on your ass.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, Danny.
I'm glad that you were tracking what I was trying not to say.
I felt what you were about to say.
Sit on my couch.
Yeah. Appreciate you staying rated G as opposed to PG-13.
Danny's got an ass couch.
Yeah, Danny will be on his ass couch watching the Sounders take on Real Salt Lake. As far as weather, 66 degrees, going to get sunny later on today, and that's the Migs Report, and that's what's up.
Love getting the sun. That's good. We got robbed, of course, because of all the smoke, so the sun was out a lot. We never got to see it.
It was super foggy yesterday for a long period of time until the sun broke out.
I'm hearing places saying we're going to have a tough winter. We're going to get snow.
Super.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I know. I'm hearing the La Nina or El Schmanky, whatever the heck it's called.
El Schmanky.
El Schmanky's going to bring a lot of snow to us.
El Schmanky the snowman?
Yeah, so I'll be getting my snow tires back on the vehicle again. I got to be ready, Steve.
I'm shocked you don't have them on already.
Well, I did have them on for a long period of time because, of course, of COVID. I couldn't take it anywhere for a while to get them off, so they haven't been off long. But they're going to be back on again. You laugh, but when the snow comes, I'll be ready.
You couldn't take them off yourself?
Are you? Well, what do you? Did you know me? Me taking off a tire?
Yeah, I regret asking that question. That was a stupid question. I knew the answer before I even asked it.
Yeah, good. There you go.
My bad.
Yeah.
You couldn't have had Johnny Rubbers take those snow tires off?
Well, that may have happened.
Oh, there's snow tires, not snow chains. I was thinking you were driving around with chains on your tire.
Oh, no. Oh,
yeah,
right.
Of course you wouldn't even think of taking those off.
Well, okay, at least you don't think I'm as lame or as stupid as you thought in your head, because I was like, wow, he's giving me a lot of grief for the snow tires.
No, you're right.
I couldn't really do much about it, but all right. Yeah, snow chains. Oh, yeah. Well, I never put those on because if there's any place that says snow chains, guess who's not going there?
That's a good point.
This guy,
right?
I've tried the snow chain thing. I don't know how people do it. I know it's supposed to be simple, and I can't ever figure it out.
Yeah, it's simple until you're freezing cold outside, and you're you just want to you want to rush it, but you're trying to speed up the issue, and you just because your hands are numb.
Then I become the guy that goes, I'm turning around on the wrong side of this road and going back.
Screw it, I'm going home.
I'm going home, and I'll hopefully figure out how to not get hit on going the wrong way in this road.
Good luck.
Yeah. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong. Who is the Roman god of love?
Venus?
No.
Aphrodite?
No.
Percocet.
Percocet. No.
Percocet, the god of love. I don't know, maybe so. We were looking for Cupid, though, actually. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. What's the difference between filing for bankruptcy and credit counseling?
Credit counseling is a useful process in some circumstances, but it does show up on your credit. In fact, from a credit scoring standpoint, credit counseling shows up just like a bankruptcy, so it's going to affect your credit as negatively as filing bankruptcy. In credit counseling, the idea is that a credit counselor works with your creditors on your behalf to try to lower interest rates or work out payment plans with your creditors to pay back your debt over time. In credit counseling, you almost always pay back 100% of the debt, sometimes at lower interest. And of course, some creditors will participate in that process and some won't. So you're usually left with kind of a mixed result with credit counseling and, of course, a high payment.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.